Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of November. Please remember that this is a general reading. There will be some parts that do not resonate. Please take the parts that do and leave the rest. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Sagittarius. In the past position, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. In the obstacle position, we have the Five of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Cups. In the present position, we've got Strength, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. And in the future outcome position, we have Judgment, clarified by the Five of Pentacles. In the past position, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is really a wonderful card. It is known to be a card of a farmer, someone who works the land, someone who really understands the concept of hard work, really puts in the time, the energy, the effort, and also kind of plans ahead as well. As we can see in this card, this person set aside one kind of pentacle for themselves and then is looking at these other pentacles thinking, how should I invest them, what I should, maybe be kind of putting them towards something. And of course, the Nine of Pentacles is definitely a very solid abundance energy. It could be feeling abundant, perhaps, having lots of friends, or maybe lots of connections. Also, it could be financial, actual money in the bank, if you will. The Nine of Pentacles sometimes is referred to also a card of a single person. So perhaps in the past you found yourself kind of single, pursuing your dreams, not having a care in the world, kind of focusing on accomplishments, focusing on appreciating the finer things in life as well. Definitely a very beautiful card. Usually cards that have kind of like a yellowish background are known to be the cards that bring happiness. They usually have really kind of warm feeling, warm glow to them. Definitely in the past you were successful because you persevered, because you had a goal, clear ambition that you kind of pursued with all your vitality. Definitely, it could be that you also were patient, and you were also kind of really prepared, and you were planning and strategizing on how to continue to stay focused and how to continue to see things through. Definitely it paid off for you, and it paid off for you. It could be that you have a really strong family. It could be that you have really strong friendships around you. It could really be that you are feeling much better in your work situation. But definitely there was a really strong foundation. Of course, the Pentacles are earth element, which suggests feeling solid, which suggests feeling stable, feeling like the ground is not moving from underneath your feet. And of course, while the Pentacles are generally referred to as the finances, it could also be that on the inside, some people develop a really kind of stable ways of looking at the world, which helps them throughout life. So definitely stability and security, feeling like you believe in your skills, you believe in your ideas. It definitely is also very important, because how you feel on the inside reflects how you feel on the outside. And definitely in the past, it looks like you were kind of pretty high vibration. Things were going really well for you. In the obstacle position, we've got the Five of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Cups. Definitely a bit of a difficult combination, but the Five of Swords is actually a conflict card, but when it appears in the obstacle position, some of that negativity is a little bit alleviated. Some of that negativity is actually kind of moving towards positivity, and definitely It could suggest that maybe you're moving and realizing that, like maybe some sort of a realization is coming to you that it's important to do things kind of the right way, and winning at all costs may not be the best strategy. I mean, there's obviously other people in this card, and they have their faces turned away sort of from this person. So it could be that someone is kind of continuing to have difficult feelings towards you. They may be, saying things a little bit behind your back. But this card, the Five of Swords in the general obstacle position, definitely suggests that someone is going to be held accountable for their actions. It could be you, it could be someone that is sort of creating a little bit of a low vibration energy around you. But what I'm really seeing here is that you want to focus on negotiation, you want to focus on diplomacy because it's going to work out for you. If you open the channels of communication and if you are able to kind of communicate your position and sort of be open to other people's positions as well, it's actually going to be a pretty smooth bump in the road, if you will. The Knight of Cups is usually referred to as the knight in shining armor, very caring, very nurturing, because of course it's Cups energy, which is water element. The Knight of Cups, definitely someone who doesn't move very fast, and he's really smart emotionally, but at the same time, in the obstacle position, it could suggest that you may feel a little bit overwhelmed emotionally. There may be things happening around you that make you feel like your emotions are kind of pulling you in different directions, and you're a little bit confused, don't have a little bit of clarity that you need. It could be that you're feeling a little bit overly sensitive right around this time. Remember that we are in the Scorpio season. It could be that you're focusing a little bit on the negative and not seeing positive qualities in a person or in a situation. It could be there's a little bit of jealousy as well. It could be that your relationship, of course, with someone that really matters to you, but usually it's romantic. When you see the Knight of Cups, it could be that your relationship is a little bit on the rocks and it's not feeling very warm right now. You're not maybe feeling very supportive, and that is kind of maybe throwing you a little bit for a loop. The biggest thing here is to make sure that you don't lose control. The biggest thing here is to make sure that you don't get emotionally overwhelmed, whether you are at work or whether you are at home, and definitely make sure that you meditate a little bit to help you kind of get your emotions in check. Of course, meditation is important because sometimes, what meditation is just really paying attention to how you feel. So, oh, I think I feel angry. Oh, I think I feel resentful. Just sort of seeing those kind of emotions sort of kind of fly by on the outside of you. And that helps clear up a little bit of that toxic energy. But definitely the combination here is not anything that you cannot overcome. Sagittarius are notoriously strong people. So definitely, in the month of November, you're going to have a little bit of testy moments, but they're not going to be anything that is going to kind of stop you in your tracks. Now, when we get to the present position, we see Strength, which is a major arcana card, and it's clarified by the Four of Pentacles. Strength is a very positive card. It reminds you that the divine and the spirit, they're all about you. They're supporting you. They're sending you inner strength, if you will, so that you are able to feel courage and that you are able to feel brave and that you are able to feel determined as well. The Strength is definitely a yes card. But usually when the strength shows up, there is a reason why you have to be strong. Usually when the strength shows up, there's something that you are going to kind of feel like you overcame a test a little bit. Definitely, strength reminds you that you have an ability to be patient and strategic and diplomatic in order to solve the kind of provide a solution to perhaps a conflict with another person, or perhaps like a missed deadline, or something that is not going sort of right for you. Clearly, you're juggling priorities. We do have the Four of Pentacles as the clarifier, which may suggest that you are feeling like you have to hold on to something, and that if you don't hold on to something, everything is going to kind of fall apart. It will not. That's a misconception that is kind of created by your own mind to sort of trick you. It could be a misconception that is created by that devilish sort of dark side as well. The Four of Pentacles is generally about a card of feeling too attached to material things. There are material things that you can purchase again. They're not going anywhere. There's going to be sales, and there's going to be things coming in the following months, years, everything. But the Four of Pentacles does remind us to watch the money, and it does seem like financially you're going to have a bit of a testy period. Like you're going to make sure you don't spend more than you make, because that's what Five of Pentacles is all about. Sometimes spending a little bit more than you make. Make sure you plan for the future. Definitely, the strength in the Four of Pentacles here suggests that something is making you feel like you are not very happy. It could be that perhaps you're in the wrong career, perhaps you're in the wrong relationship, perhaps you have a friend that is making you kind of feel like all the energy is, sort of spent on them, and there's no energy left on you. Definitely there's some kind of a change that has to be necessary and that has to be made. The Four of Pentacles, is also about self-protection. So when you see this card appear, it could be that you are in a bit of a kind of a zone where you are feeling like you have to protect yourself or your family or your job or something, and make sure you don't hold on to that too much, because the only constant is change. And having that security on the inside, knowing that you have the skills and that you have the resources, inner resources. That is what strength is about, inner resources, where you can overcome whatever it is that you may think you cannot. Self-doubt is when the dark side starts to creep up, and that's where meditation is very important, because you identify those emotions, and when you identify them and when you become aware of them, it's definitely much, much easier to work through them. And remember that there are different kinds of changes. There are huge, big lifetime type choices, like marriage or choosing a career. Those are pretty huge types of choices. But there's also kind of routine choices and daily choices and monthly choices and yearly choices that happen as well. And so when you differentiate between those two, the smaller choices help you get to the bigger choices. And it's important to check in with yourself. It's important to check in with yourself in the morning. It's important to check in with yourself in the evening before you kind of turn yourself off and go to sleep. It's important to be appreciative every single day for things that you have, and have a little bit of a plan for the next day as well. once you make those choices on a daily level or a monthly level, you kind of have to follow through, and you have to be accountable. The cards here remind us that accountability here is a big thing. And it's important to surround yourself with people who can help you be accountable. Again, making a plan is not supposed to be like a prison or torture. And again, holding yourself accountability is not supposed to be prison or torture. It's supposed to be, an adult sort of looking at things that are happening around them and kind of going through each and everything, and not sort of having anxiety. Sometimes when people are in a job transition, they have anxiety going and checking their mail because there may be a bill coming through. It's one of those things where we have to call on our strength to help us, and realize that that bill is going to get squared away one way or the other. In the future position, we have the Judgment, clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Judgment is a card of trial, of consequences, of resurrection, of rebirth. It could mean that a new idea is coming to you. You're going to pursue it. Once you make that decision to pursue an idea, it could be that you are finally kind of allowing yourself some forgiveness. It's important to forgive ourselves for mistakes. I mean, you cannot hold yourself accountable for mistakes that you made earlier in life. And it's important to also remember that, the Judgment card usually appears when there is some sort of a major life transition that is going to happen. So the cards here are kind of warning you that the situation is moving in that direction, and that the decision that you are uncomfortable to make is probably going to be the right decision. Decisions, are generally, especially important decisions, are kind of difficult to make. If it's an easy decision, then you may want to reevaluate that decision. And definitely, a person that is associated with the card of Judgment is someone who has courage, and is someone who has bravery, someone who has character. Judgment kind of brings that morality, it brings that karma, where you realize, okay, well, that's bad and that's good, that duality of life. But Judgment kind of reminds us that when you make bad decisions, there's karma that will teach you a lesson, and that lesson will kind of give you skills and know-how, for the future. But definitely Judgment could be seen as a karma card, where if whatever you did in the past was good, then you are going to get a really big break. And if, whatever you did in the past is, not so good, then you're going to obviously suffer the consequences of that. It is a reckoning. It is an awakening. For many people, it's also going to be a reflection. And for even more, I think it's going to be a change in perspective. The Five of Pentacles is generally sometimes a card that kind of makes people panic a little bit, because sometimes it's referred to as a card of poverty, bankruptcy, spending more than you earn. But I think that in this particular reading, it's actually a card where you may feel like you're missing something from your life, and you're not sure, kind of wondering, maybe thinking what to do next, or how to move on from hardships. The Five of Pentacles in the future is a reminder that you are almost done, you're almost through with the hardships. The hardest part of the journey has been completed, and you're kind of coming out of it. Things are moving in the right direction for you. And it's okay to feel a little bit of anger, it's okay to feel a little bit of resentment. Those feelings are necessary. All feelings are necessary, and it's important to allow your body and your mind to feel however you feel, as long as that they don't sort of rule your life. Definitely, you make sure that you are not focusing on the negative. Make sure to remind yourself yourself. Sometimes I let people know they should write like a little bit of an affirmation on a piece of paper, put it in their pocket, and throughout the day look at it and feel, that they're reading something really positive. It reminds them and makes it easier to kind of get through the day, if you will. Let's see what energy oracles have for us. I pulled 3 energy oracle cards, and they are strategy, the sun, and third chakra archangel Camuel. So definitely there is not anything to worry about, because the sun is a wonderful reaffirmation from the divine that there's going to be a beautiful moment in the month of November. It's going to be a wish coming true. It's a yes card. The strength is also a yes card. Remember that. Definitely the divine here is reminding you that, people who fail to plan to fail. So make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that it's not just in your head, but it's also on a piece of paper, and then you write it and rewrite it, because what that plan is going to do is help you manifest your ambition and your goal into reality. Now, when you're trying to manifest something, manifestation is a different dimension than the physical world in which we are located. So it takes a lot of effort to manifest something. It requires energy. It requires hard work. And so writing it may seem like, it's doing perhaps homework or whatnot, but it is very, very important that you kind of really iron it out. And focus on and make sure that as you're writing, the words that you're choosing are not negative but positive. Third chakra archangel Camuel is all about emotions of desire and life force energy. The powerful archangel Camuel is holding a beautiful sphere of golden light at the solar plexus, which is the location of your third chakra and the center of your life force energy. The issues here revolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy. When the card appears upright, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. This is a great time to move toward the completion of your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused, purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. Like I mentioned before, we are in Scorpio season, and Scorpios are all about power. And definitely this is a very special time. Make sure that you don't kind of waste it. Make sure that you try and manifest, focus on manifesting. It may not kind of work out the first time, but as you practice, as you get it down, it definitely will get much easier and much more actually enjoyable as well. But definitely the third chakra archangel Camuel suggests to you that the time is now. The time to make decisions is now. The time to move forward is now. You already know what it takes. You are clearly a hard worker. You are intelligent. You're smart. You're unique, and you must remember that if the divine honors you, you need to honor you as well. Let's see what answers from angels we've got, if I can reach them. And they are, we've got ask for help from others, peaceful resolution, and opportunity. So definitely a wonderful things are coming your way. Make sure you reach out to people around you when you need help, and focus on negotiation. I would not necessarily go into battle during Scorpio season. I would use diplomacy. I would use negotiation. I would use different organizing kind of tactics, strategy, and definitely keep an eye out for opportunities. I was just thinking about negotiation, make sure that you kind of offer the best terms that you can. Make sure that you try and meet another person halfway if the negotiation involves, working with another person. I today also received this beautiful mystical wisdom card deck, and so I thought I would do a treat for you, Sagittarius, and pull 3 cards from this beautiful deck. And let me just shuffle. I'm gonna try and shuffle on camera. Usually they fly all around the cards, so I generally kind of like it nice and kind of organized. So anyway, this is and also it's kind of like the way I'm holding the cards is not really convenient for me to shuffle. I like to hold the cards much closer. But I will pull one. I will pull, let's see, this one as well, and then a third one. Okay, so let's see what they are. And I dropped a 4th one, so I'm going to turn it over. Dragon, discover your courage. Yeah, I mean, it definitely relates to strength. You're gonna have to be courageous. You're gonna have to be brave. You're gonna have to come out of your comfort zone, go into the unknown. Epiphany, seek clarity. Yeah, definitely with the strength and the pentacles, especially with judgment and the 5 of pentacles, there's not a whole lot of clarity. The next one is dove. Take a leap of faith. So there's definitely going to be a time during the month of November when you are going to have to just go for it. Maybe it's going to be risky, but that is what the divine suggests. And there's also going to be a message for you as well. It's going to be a really good message that's going to help you make a decision. You're going to feel really good and really strong about it, and definitely the vibration from these cards is coming really strong that there is going to be a resolution. So whatever it is, you don't have to worry. There's going to be a resolution. People will meet you halfway. And the last one is confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. Definitely this is not the time to have a all and out kind of disagreement. I would use diplomatic skills. I would ask if you can for perhaps a sit down, perhaps for a conversation. I would remain calm. I would make sure that maybe, drink chamomile tea before you kind of go into a heated exchange. Make sure that you do take precaution to stay calm and patient. Strength is all about patience. Definitely try and avoid any kind of confrontation in the month of November. It will increase your chances for success. Sometimes confrontation, however, is unavoidable, but you know that it's going to be peaceful resolutions. But do have courage. You're going to have to show courage, and you're going to have to kind of maybe, take a risk, and as well as, have this incredible realization. And I think that's very much relates to judgment. You're going to have this incredible realization about a relationship or about a situation that's going to help you move forward, that's going to give you peace, that's going to give you optimism to look forward. Sometimes, especially with the obstacle, the 5 of Swords that we've got, sometimes in the Knight of Cups as well, sometimes we get so, like, we are just so much in our head, we're doing the daily routine, and then, a year, 5, 10 goes by and we don't remember, like, what was that all about? Make sure that you don't overlook reasons why you do things. Make sure that you focus and, check in with yourself, check in with how you feel about the world, because you don't want to kind of spend too much time trying to take care of your responsibilities. For what? There has to be some sort of a goal in the end, and I think that you're going to have an epiphany that is going to relate to that. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Sagittarius. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I will be doing mid-November readings probably next week, so make sure to check back for that. I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful time in November. Stay strong, stay courageous. I believe in you. You are unique. You have a lot of resources. And definitely, make sure you meditate, drink plenty of water, and get a lot of rest, especially before kind of any kind of heated exchange of words, if you will. Again, thank you so much for visiting my channel. If you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.